I used to work the night shift at a gas station. Most nights were uneventful, just me and the hum of the fluorescent lights. But then he started showing up. It was always around 2 a.m., like clockwork. He'd stumble in, grab a tall boy, and leave without saying much. After a few nights, I decided to break the silence and asked his name. He stared at me for what felt like forever before finally muttering, "Bob." That was it. Just Bob. For weeks, it was the same routine. He'd come in, barely acknowledge me, and leave. But one stormy night, things were different. The front door chimed, and there he was, but this time, he looked off. His clothes were soaked, his hair matted, and his eyes had this wild, vacant look. I said, "Bob, are you okay?" He didn't answer. He just stood there, dripping water onto the floor, staring past me. Then, in this low, shaky voice, he said, "I did something really bad." Before I could react, the power went out. The gas station was plunged into darkness. All I could hear was the rain pounding on the roof and footsteps. Slow, deliberate footsteps. I fumbled for my flashlight and managed to turn it on. The beam cut through the darkness, and I saw him. Bob was in the corner, staring at me with wide, unblinking eyes. My heart was racing. I shouted, "Bob, what's going on?" Suddenly, he lunged at me, screaming, "I'm gonna bleep kill you." I don't know how I got out of there alive. I just remember running, the sound of the storm mixing with his screams. By the time the police arrived, Bob was gone. I never saw him again. But to this day, every time I hear the chime of a door late at night, I freeze, expecting to see him standing there. So, if you're ever working a night shift, and someone walks in at 2 a.m., don't ask their name. You might regret it. And that's the story of my brush with a nightmare named Bob. Whether he was a man, a monster, or just a figment of my sleep-deprived mind, I'll never truly know. But one thing's for sure, some doors should stay closed, and some silences are better left unbroken. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this story, give it a like, share it, and let me know in the comments, what's the creepiest experience you've had late at night. Until next time, stay safe. And keep the lights on.